Ladies and gentlemen, Team Philippines, 菲律宾队 represented by number 3, Sun Hao, Chris Gerald. Number 1, 一号 Gian Conroe. Number 6, 六号 Janu Anglo. Number 5, 五号 Carol James. Number 2, 二号 Jasper Mangamat. Team Manager, 领队 Pasiko Batongomai. Coach, 教练 Kabanatan.
Team Vietnam 越南队 represented by number 6 6号温国辉 number 14 14号多光飞鸿 number 10 10号温德坎 number 16 16号曾华堂 number 19 19号张海 Cat. Team Manager 领队罗汤森 Coach 教练陈伟大 Assistant Coach 助理教练陈吹伟。
Officials officiating the game. 下面为您介绍本场比赛的裁判。Official referee from China. 裁判长来自中国朱荣辉。Court referee from China. 值班裁判来自中国宋鹤祥。Referee from China. 主裁来自中国任峰。Assistant referee from China. 副裁来自中国李霞。Line referee 1 from China. 第一丝线裁判来自中国郭辉。Line referee 2 from China. 第二丝线裁判来自中国王东。Players, please shake hands.
请双方运动员握手示意。
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, drinking fast and then we talk slow. Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I give it a chance. Now put the man on the jukebox and then we start to dance. Now I'm singing like, do you know I want your love? Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my
All right, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to all, for all the good viewers. Now we have reached the second game here now today, Philippines against Vietnam for the men's trio event. Philippines against Vietnam, and the Philippines has scored 2. Now Philippines, we have the server from behind men's trio event. Server getting ready to serve now for the Vietnam players. Vietnam, Philippines. Philippines has scored another striker. A striker number 3 strike the ball well, and the score should be now 3-0. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live streaming from Asian Beach Taekwondo Championship 2024, Shandong, Tsingtao, China. Match is between the Philippines and the Vietnam, right? for men's trio event. Let's see now. What's the score like? So Vietnam. Yes, Tournament. Would you like to say something?
No, the Philippines leading by 2 points against Vietnam. The score now is 3-1. Oh, nice defense by Philippines, but unfortunately, he didn't make it. It's a ball out. So the score for Vietnam. Score now is 3-2. And number 6 from Philippines do the serving. He composed it for a while and then hit the spinning ball. Oh, that's a good service. And again, it's a heading attack by Vietnam, number 14. So point made for Vietnam. Score now 3-all.
Right, serve from Vietnam. The other side is good. It's a good serve. Now, as you can see, the Philippines try to strike the ball, and Vietnam managed to hit the ball into the Philippine court, and the score now is 4 to Vietnam and 3 to Philippines. Philippines number 6 is serving. Philippines number 6 is serving now. General Angelo Portugal is serving. Let's see whether it's a good serve or not. Right, it's a good serve. Back to the other court. Right, a strike from Vietnam player, and another. Oh, yes, it was a foul. That's a foul by the referee. Who is our referee for today? For this game, Rangfeng, if not mistaken. Rangfeng, referee from China. Right, he disqualified the player from Philippines. Now score.
Renfeng from China is a senior referee from China. I used to work with him since in 2010 Guangzhou Asian Games. So he made the call by fault, touching the net by Philippine team a while ago. So score made for Vietnam. And now Vietnam Philippines to serve.
No, Vietnam is serving. Vietnam is a serve. No, that's a break. They're going for a break, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there seems to be a break. Yeah. Vietnam or Philippines must have called for a break. So a timeout of 1 minute for the Filipinos. Right, the Philippines. And now Vietnam is leading at 6-3. Vietnam is leading at 6-3. Oh yeah, I forgot. Mr. Solomon himself, Mr. Roman Pardy, my partner here for today. In fact, he is also from the Philippines. Yeah, Mr. Solomon. Can you give a little bit of comments on the place of your country, state, your country?
Thank you so much, Royce. And indeed, I'm a Filipino, and I'm proud to say it. And they're my countrymen. But this is a tournament. If we are in the duty under ASTAP, we are not belong to any country.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
So that's why we are in Sepak Takraw team.
Sepak Takraw team, that's right. The two of us are from the Sepak Takraw team.
So back in action, score now is 6-3 in favor of Vietnam. Number 6 to serve from Philippines. Good serve, but it's being received and attacked by number 14 of Vietnam by the cartwheel.
A good strike from number 14 Vietnam. So Vietnam scored another point. So now the point is 7 to Vietnam and 3 to the Philippines. So another service from Vietnam. Let's see how good is the service. The service comes from Vietnam, right? It's a good service. It touches the net and enters the other side of the court. So another point to Vietnam, a very easy point for Vietnam. Touches the net and rolls to the other side of the net. So it's a point. Another point for Vietnam. So 8-3.
They call it kiss the net and say goodbye.
Kiss the net and say goodbye.
You get the point.
Right, that's a water break now. They're having a water break for 30 seconds. At this point, 8 for Vietnam and 3 for Philippines. Let's hope there will be a match between these two, and I hope the Filipinos will sort of upright their, their strength, their function as players, so we must feel confident again to gain more points and challenge the Vietnamese, right, so that they can score more points. Right, back to the game. As we witness now, for the Philippines will serve, I think, number 1 for the Philippines. Number 1, Juan Carlo Permison is serving. That was not a good service. Another easy point for number 1. Yeah, another good service. Another point for Vietnam. So again, now Vietnam will serve. Controlled by one of the Filipinos, and then a strike from a Vietnam player, and a block by one of the Filipinos, but they did not manage to stop the ball. So another point for Vietnam. Vietnam with 10 points now, 10-3. Service from the Philippines. Number 6 is to serve. A good serve to the other side of the court. Again, and a good control by the Vietnam player, but the ball went out of play. So 1 more point for the Philippines. So 4-10. To back to Vietnam to serve. Vietnam player to serve. Let's see how good is the service. Now that is not a good service. Not a good service. It struck the net and did not go to the other side of the court. So meaning to say, Philippines has got another good point. So 5-10. 5 to Philippines and 10 to Vietnam. Right. Let's see how good is the serve from number 6. Philippines went to the other side. A strike from Vietnam. A strike from the Philippines. A good strike. That was a good strike from the Philippines. And they scored another point maybe. Yes, they scored 1 more point. What's the problem now? The umpire, the referee, has called number 3 player to come to him. So maybe because of his, sometimes the players they overdo things. Mr. Salman.
Yeah, most especially when the players after the attack shouting the opponent, intentionally shouting the opponent. It's not good composition of a discipline into sports.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why the referee called the attention of the player to educate them,
Yeah.
to be more sports and camaraderie.
Yeah. In sport, in whatever game you play, you must be able to control your discipline. You must be able to make sure that you don't overdo things. Like shouting, striking the other opponent, making noise, and then making faces, gestures to disturb the other players, the other side of your opponent especially. So this was most probably because of that. Ranford, the referee from China, has called the player for number 3 from Philippines, because he sort of overdo things. Now another setting of the strike by Philippines. He went out. So another score, another point for the Vietnamese. So now we have reached 13. Vietnam has reached the 13. 13, if I'm not mistaken. Vietnam has reached 13, and the Philippines are still with 6 points. Number 6 is serving. Whether it's a good service, yes, it's a good service to the other side of the court. Tap and controlled by Vietnam, and the Vietnam player number 14. Number 14. Du Huang Vi Hong. Number 14 has struck the ball well, and that's so we have reached Now, the 14 game point mark 14-6. A good service from Vietnam and not a good return. Not a good return from Philippines, meaning to say
Ladies and
Vietnam has won the
gentlemen,
game.
scores are first
It
down
wins the
is
game at 15-6.
15-6.
So
Vietnam
they are going to
temporarily
continue with the
won.
second set. After this, they have to go to the other side of the court.
越南队
They have to go to the other side of the court and get ready for the next set.
Let us
So now at the
welcome
baseline, the referee
cheerleaders.
now will
让我们欢迎
announce
沙
the
滩
score
宝贝
of the first set. Upon announcing the score, then we'll go for a 2-minute break. Oh, that's the one that you're waiting for, my good friend. The performance in dancing, right? I love it.
You know, one thing about the dancers, I can see that they are having black uniform also, black attire. They're wearing black attire, not as colorful as the earlier days, and they're sort of compatible, you know, with the referee. The referees are also wearing black shirts. Oh, wow, they're gallantly dancing nicely, you know, the steps, format, the dancers so beautiful, and why I would like to enjoy myself out there. Right, I will enjoy the dance. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have done with that.
So Rysan, let me be excused for a while because I'm gonna prepare myself. I'll be the next referee on the next match. So I try to prepare and dress up. Over.
I think, Mr. Solomon, you need to wait for that because we have got to finish this with air streaming for, you know, for a little bit more time. I need you to be here together with me. So let us get this done and later go to the other side.
Okay, so I'll leave on the water break side because now the players are now at the staging area, so we need to prepare the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good serve.
Yeah, that's a good serve from the Philippines. Okay, now the Philippines must have scored one. Oh, Vietnam scored one. Was it an outside serve? Oh, maybe outside. The serve was outside and not in. A good serve from the again a good strike from number 14 from Vietnam. Number 14 from Vietnam has struck the ball well. Do Hoang Vi Hung.
Well, that's the favorite strike attack of number 14 of Vietnam. You see, almost 6 to 7 points. He earned a point in that attack. You know, it's a very basic bicycle, but very sharp. You know.
Yeah, now the Philippines is having good service to the other side of the court. He has gone to the other side of the court, and now the strike from number 3. No, he did not manage to strike the ball well, and another point for Vietnam. He did not strike the ball well, number 3. So another point goes to Vietnam. So for number 15 is now number, what is that? Number 16. Number 16. Lam Ho Tang. Yes, he's serving. It's a good serve. Now, let's see. Oh, Vietnam could not control the ball. And that yet another point for Vietnam. So Vietnam with 4 points and the Philippines with no point at all. So
The Vietnam team is trying to finish the game very fast. Huh? The score now is 4-0.
yeah, not
And not good serve again by number 1 of Philippines. So the score now is 5-0 in favor of Vietnam.
most probably the Philippines were not ready at all with this type of game. You know, trio only having 3 people playing in the court, so they need to control better and they need to cover more area. So now number 16 is serving for Vietnam. Controlled another point secured by the Vietnamese. No, now Vietnamese at 6 points. Philippines are still with no points at all. Now let's see whether the Vietnamese can do better after this. Now service is from the back. Well, there's a break, I think. Yes. Which team has asked for a break? There's a break.
So I Well, definitely Philippines will call for timeout in that score. The score is 6-0 in favor of Vietnam. So most important here is service. It's better to lose and rally because you're fighting rather than losing in service without point, right? So when you serve and was not able to cross the line, it's already point awarded to your opponent. So better do the service perfectly so you have a chance to get a point. So back in action, score is 6-0 in favor of Vietnam.
Yeah, I can see the players of Vietnam smiling away. Most probably they are thinking that the game is quite easy for them. So now the Philippines are trying to find a point. No, still they do not serve well. Balls, was this not allowed, and this is this qualification again not qualified to be. The ball has not even crossed the net. So meaning to say Vietnam has got yet another point. Now 7 for Vietnam and 0 for the Philippines. That's a good strike maybe from the player. Yes, now they they've got 1 point, the Filipinos. The Philippines has got 1 point, and that 1 point goes to Philippines. So 1-7. So now let's see whether they can serve well or not. That player there at the back of the court. Service from Philippines, number 6. Good service? Yes, it's a good service. Controlled by Vietnam. No.
It's a good block by Philippines. So point awarded to Philippines. Now score is 2-7.
Yeah.
They call it clear block using the back part of the body of the athlete.
Yeah, that's right.
So you notice in the Rigu event, always 2 players adjacent to each other to do the blocking. So this is the same thing they did. So good serve by number 16 of Vietnam. Oh, now the score is 8-2.
8 to the Vietnam.
So it's a water break now. So my good friend, I really wanted to be with you to finish the match, but I really need to prepare myself for the next match. Thank you, my good friend Royston.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Solomon Padre. Mr. Solomon is leaving us now because he need to prepare for the next match. And I think I will be here to wish Mr. Hafiz. Mr. Hafiz will do the covering. The live streaming here with me. My partner now is Mr. Hafiz. Since Mr. Solomon will be involved in the next match, he is going to the court now to prepare himself and the team playing after this. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the screen, now Vietnam is leading. They are leading now with 8 points, and the Philippines is now with 2 points. They are far way behind. So, who is going to do the service now? The Philippines again. The Philippines again are going to do the service. So again, number 6 is going to serve General Angelo Portugal. Good service. Let's see how the strike. Wow! A very good strike from the Vietnamese. Number 14. Number 14 has struck the ball. Do Huang Vi Hong. A very good strike. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend here, Mr. Hafiz. Mr. Hafiz, what do you think of the game, Mr. Hafiz? So far, do you think the Vietnamese will be able to win the second set and finish the game, or will the Philippines will be able to catch up with the game and later wins the game, and we will have to continue with the third set?
I think the match favor to Vietnam because they have a strong advantage, and the players are very get used with this condition, the weather, the sand and the wind. I think most probably Vietnam will go through in this match, and Philippines need to double their work to fight and give a tough opposition to the opponent. Back to
Yes, Mr. Hafiz, a very good comment on saying that the chances of Philippines to win the game is very slim. As you can see, the Vietnamese are leading, and now they have gained one more point. Now they have reached 10, and the Philippines are still at 4, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Now service again from number 6. From number 6, the Philippines. Let's see whether it's a good serve or not. That was not a good serve. Another fault committed by the Philippines, and yet another easy point for the Vietnamese. So now Vietnam has reached 11 points. 11 points, and the Philippines is still with 4 points. I can see that the problem with the Philippines is their service. What do you say?
Yes, the service the most important element in this sepak takraw. Some players want to serve and get the direct point and free or ace, but the most important thing is to get over the net and get the rally and not to think too much to get the point, because if the serve is not over the net and you just give the free point to your opponent, then that was the very what we call is very simple mistake and silly mistake, and maybe this will affected your performance, your teammates also. Back to you, Haizat.
Thank you, Mr. Hafiz. As you can see, in the game of there's a substitution made by the Vietnamese. Number 10 has entered the court. Number 10 is now Nguyen Tăng Con is playing. Now serve from the Philippines from the back of the court. Number 6 again. Okay, to the court. Okay, good service, and it looks like the Vietnamese was not prepared for it, and they were not able to control the ball. So another point, a deserved point by the Philippines. Now we have 5-13 for the Vietnamese. Vietnamese serve. Let's see what's the outcome. It's a good service. Yeah, the Philippines were not able to control. So meaning to say, ladies and gentlemen, the Vietnamese have reached 14 points. 14 would be a match point for the Vietnamese. 6 points from the Philippines. So let's see what's the outcome of this service from the Philippines, number 6. Service from the number 6, Angelo. Yes, a good service. That was a good service, and was not able to be, the player from number 16 who was not able to control the ball, and so definitely Philippines has managed to receive another point. So now back to number 16, Vietnam, at 14-7. Good serve, no control from the Philippines, and that's the end of the
Ladies and
game.
gentlemen,
Mr. Hafiz, that's the end of the game. Finally, Vietnam has won the game. Vietnam 15 and the Philippines 7. Do you have any comments to say?
Vietnam, congratulations!
Oh, Vietnam go through to semi-final.
是15
I think.
比
I think
总
so.
比分2
哦
比。本场比赛的最
Knockout
终胜利越
Knockout and who will Vietnam meet in the semi-final?
祝贺
First game is
对
China, I think. China. So
China won.
Uh-huh.
So China will meet Vietnam. Definitely they will meet later in the quarter-final stage.
So for the We Asia Pak Takraw followers and fans who always watching this live,
Goodbye.
bye bye.